We welcome you back inside the women's building here at Syracuse University. The Orange up 2-9 over the Moyne Dolphins here on non-conference play on this Thursday night. Happy to have you with us here on ACC Network Extra. Alongside Charlie Fellows, I'm Nico Horning here courtside. And Charlie, it's been an impressive performance by Syracuse, especially up front. We talked about the size going into today, the undersized Moyne team compared to an experienced and bigger Syracuse team. They did not have any of that last year.
Yeah, it's been a couple of comfortable set wins for Syracuse, and like you said, it's come on the back of the defense. 10-2, the margin in favor of SU for blocks. 7 of those belonging to Annie Nikolnikova. She has made her presence felt, and it's been tough for Moyne to deal with that lack of height on the front row for them.
Tough to do it, especially with the majority of freshmen for the Moyne team so far. As we take a look at some of our highlights from the first 2 sets, headed by Annie Nikolnikova up front, and also Klara Zarnovitska putting that one down a little bit, but it's been Nikolnikova's game so far today.
It's been those 2 names we've had to say multiple times, many times throughout these first 2 sets. They have been all involved with the offensive attack for SU. As you can see, I alluded to the block differential, 10-2. That is an absolutely cavernous difference, and SU has translated that into a comfortable margin, 2-0 the set count in favor of SU. 8-0 as well in favor of SU on the part of the Aces. The serving has been much better. A lot of service errors on the part of Moyne.
Zarnovitska and Nikolnikova combining for 9 of those 10 blocks, and that has to do a little bit with the entire team chemistry here for Syracuse, especially early on in the year. You're going to go to different tournaments. You're going to travel around to different places as you get your footing going. You can see Emma Ortiz dancing a little bit right there. They had the chance to go to New York City and visit the Statue of Liberty during their tournament at Columbia in the Big Apple tournament. Just an incredible team bonding experience for the Orange.
And of course, a lot of players, as we alluded to before, not from the U.S., so it's their first chance to see it in person. And Pola Brunarovska from Poland remarking that she thought it would be bigger. It's interesting to hear that take. I don't know what kind of statues they have in Poland, but it's hard for me to imagine a national monument much bigger than that. But in any event, they all found it to be extremely fun, as you can see in those pictures, and they've translated that into excellent team chemistry on the court tonight.
What was your reaction when you saw that for the first time?
When I saw the Statue of Liberty?
Was it as big as you thought?
I think it was just about as big. I think inside it can get a little cramped, but that makes sense because you're all inside the crown and whatnot, but the actual statue, I expected it to be big, and that's what I got.
I would agree. I have not been inside, but obviously the outside, a great monument just outside New York City on Staten Island, right near Staten Island, and a great team bonding event for Syracuse. Just got word from our producer, Kristen Hennessy. It is Liberty Island is where the Statue of Liberty is located. As a West Coaster myself, I got to get a little bit more familiar with this East Coast terminology from time to time.
Have you seen the Statue of Liberty?
I've been to the Statue of Liberty. I've gone on the ferry. I've visited it, but I don't think I went inside. I think I just walked around it.
I don't know. It's not too much to write home about. You're kind of cramped into this very tight space. First you have to climb about 300 sets of steps, and then you can't really see much. The windows are kind of smudged, but not to disparage this great American monument. Of course, it is very majestic from the outside. I can't say I've been in it, and of course you can see an excellent view of the New York Harbor and whatnot. I think it's best enjoyed from the bottom, and that is what the SU volleyball team got to do last week.
Great experience for head coach Bakir Ganeshratnam's squad as Syracuse looks to close things out here in set number 3. They lead 2-0. Harris Wadi gets the Orange started with a point.
That's her 24th. She came into this game, I should say, with 23 on the season. The sophomore out of Lawnside, New Jersey. And now she gets a chance to serve it back to Moyne.
Good dig by Palm to save that on the back row. Harris Wadi sends it over. And that just bounces out. That's a point towards Syracuse. And I beg your pardon, number 7 in orange right there, Sydney Waller. Harris-Wadi is now going to serve for Syracuse.
That was a great split-second decision there by Waller. Had to size up the trajectory of that ball and see if it was going to land out of bounds, whether she wanted to dig for it. Decided not to and was rewarded.
Harris-Wadi sets up Waller. And look at Annie Nikolnikova. That is her 8th kill of the game.
And that comes after an excellent effort on the front row from Lemoyne. That was Anaya Rawlinson with the block of the shot by Sydney Waller, but in the end, SU able to convert.
When you look at these replays, it's almost like Nikolnikova doesn't even have to jump that much to have the height difference to get that ball over the net.
That was a miscommunication on the side of SU between Palm and Liedermuller. Neither one of them knew whether to go for it. Neither of them did. First point on the board for Lemoyne.
Learning curve moment for SU. Denali Loudon to send it off from Murrieta, California. And Sydney Waller, with her 3rd kill of the game, slams it down for the Orange.
Waller so far in set 3 has been excellent, knowing when not to hit it, and in that instance, knowing when to go for the kill. Lemoyne all out of sorts, not able to return it, and it gets the ball back in the hands of SU to serve it.
Incredible dig by Ava Palm going to her right. Now George on the other side. Menke saves it for Lemoyne. And that's off the hands of Schlichter as the Orange try to keep it in. But Lemoyne earns the point there.
Schlichter, a valiant effort. That ball was way over her head. She had to sort of go on her tiptoes to get a hand on it, but it went off to the back of the court. Lemoyne trying to pull within 1, and will do so.
Great placement by Lemoyne. Brooke Menke taking a look at this replay for Menke, just down the line, an incredible placement. Schlichter couldn't get to it.
First ace of the game for Lemoyne, and couldn't have come at a better time as they try to stay in this match, but SU able to strike right back. Nikolnikova, who else, delivering that kill and prompting some sort of, I think that's a TikTok dance of some kind by the Syracuse bench. Some kind of Irish jig, I'm not entirely sure. Won't claim to be a TikTok expert myself.
Well, the TikTok expert, Skylar George, who just served that pass, couldn't quite handle the dig there. And Lemoyne closing in on things for Syracuse, only down 1. It's a 5-4 game here in set 3.
After that strong start, SU was up, I believe, 4-0 in this set, but Lemoyne has fought back. That's what they did in set 2 as well, and SU was able to right the ship. We'll see what happens here.
Palm. That's a successful point for Syracuse. We talked a little bit about Lemoyne, and they have really hung in this game against Syracuse. In all sets so far, some runs, obviously some mistakes costing, or at least helping Syracuse go on some runs, but what has stood out to you most about this young Dolphins team?
They've played with a lot of effort, a lot of hustle, and their front line has been really excellent. I pointed it out a couple times. They don't have a lot of height on this team, and yet they've been able to hang with SU and the much taller players that have been sending shots their way. Of course, when all is said and done, they're still losing in that battle because there's not much you can do against a 6'4" Annie Nikolnikova, but they've been able to hang in there, and that has translated to their performance across these 3 sets thus far. That being said, SU able to notch a point to get them up to 7 and get the ball in the hands of Emma Ortiz.
And not much you can do against Ava Palm as well, who just recorded her 5th save of the game. Ortiz sends it off. And that's a Lemoyne point.
Brooke Menke with the spike. Had SU out of position. Back and forth we go, similar to the second set.
Great dig by Hamlin to keep it alive for Lemoyne. And she's all over the place, diving everywhere.
Zaria Harris-Waddy finishing it off with a block of her own. This was clearly the game plan going into this. The height disparity is obvious on the rosters and watching live as well. Something that Syracuse has been able to exploit.
Palm again, cross court, and that one's out. So that goes in the favor of the Moyne Dolphins. If you're tuning in here to start this season on ACC Network Extra, first off, we thank you for joining us. Nico Horning and Charlie Fellows, happy to be with you. But also, you may notice a different look here inside the women's building, and that is thanks to some upgrades that took place ahead of this season. You can see the bleachers on the opposite side now this year. That was not there last year. And also some new flooring. It is a TerraFlex surface on the floor here in the women's building. It allows the players to have more of an easier impact when they hit the ground. And it is just a beautiful look here in the women's building. And Syracuse performing well in this new building so far this year.
They're performing well in pretty much every building they play in, but especially here. This is the first time they've returned to the women's building since the opening few games of the season, and they seem to be right at home, no pun intended. That TerraFlex, like you said, installed to be more comfortable to the players, but also to prevent injury. And it has done just that thus far this season. Injuries, of course, an issue last year, helping to derail Syracuse's season.
Off to a much better start this year, injury-wise. Elizabeth Schuster is out for some time, and so is Nikki Shimau, but they should be back in just a matter of time. And that point goes in Syracuse's favor. Skylar George sent it off a Moyne player.
George now up to 6 kills.
We talked to Coach Gana-Sharatnam a couple days ago, and we were talking with him about the playing surface, the new environment here in the building, and he said, every time I walk in here, I pinch myself. And that is just a testament to the great upgrades they did here in the building to make it more comfortable and scenic for everyone.
You alluded to it as well. The bleachers now on both sides of the court. There used to only be bleachers on the right side. It allows more people to sit here and watch the matches. And Coach Gana-Sharatnam said one day, hopefully they'll be worried about not having enough seats. If this team keeps on winning, that might be a problem sooner than maybe some would have expected, but certainly a good problem to have.
And a good crowd here today in the building as well, with a local Moyne team coming into the gym today, just about 10 minutes down the road in DeWitt. But we have got ourselves a close third set here at Syracuse University. And it just got a little bit closer as Moyne is only down by 3.
What a dive by Brooke Menke. That was one of the best digs we've seen on either side, keeping this point alive. You see, giving her it every inch that she could, and it's able to set up Nina Salas with the kill, and nothing SU could do about it.
Menke just one of 3 players with 40 or more digs this year to go along with Haley Gherkin and Jordan Hamlin.
A momentary stoppage in play now, but this, as you alluded to, a much tighter set. We saw set 2 be even in the early goings, but Syracuse going on a big run. This is an official review on that dig. As you see a replay, I tell you what, Nico, it does look like she got her hand fully underneath that. We'd have to see an angle from the other side. But that looks clean to me. You can see the shadow of the ball on the court.
I would agree with you. A credible dig by Brooke Menke, just a freshman on this Moyne team from St. Louis. And I think they're gonna, in all likelihood, keep it as is.
Menke also cited by head coach Sue Kim as one of the leaders of this team. Another freshman leads the team in digs, as you could see there, also in total attempts on defense. 5'6" freshman, as you said, out of St. Louis, and the call does indeed stand. So that will go into the box score as a dig for Brooke Menke, one of the most impressive we've seen so far this game, and it's got Moyne to within 3 points of their crosstown rivals.
11-8, Syracuse on top here in the third. The Orange took set number 1, 25-18, and set number 2, 25-11. But it's been the Dolphins sticking with the Orange. It's those mistakes like that by Ava Palm that Coach Ganesh Rondam says the Orange are going to have to clean up before ACC play.
Palm and Schlichter both going for that. Or actually, Palm going for it when Schlichter had it lined up. A lack of communication, like you said, they're hoping to shore that up before ACC play, but also hopefully before the end of this match, hoping to get it done in 3.
Palm, a newcomer from CSU Bakersfield, and Schlichter was here with the Orange last season, as that goes off the hand of one of the Lemoyne players, Skylar George, with the Syracuse point.
Schlichter, another international player, a sophomore out of Leiden, Germany. Played for the German national teams, U16 through U20, and helped their club team finish second at the German championship in 2019. A lot of these European players come over with a lot of high-level experience already, whether it's Germany, Poland, Ukraine, Czech Republic, all the European countries that have representatives in orange here today, and that translates to a higher level of play at the ACC level.
Team effort by Lemoyne to keep that one in. And a misdirection by Mira Littermuller. Where'd that one go?
She broke everyone's ankles on that one. The Lemoyne team did not know where that ball was going. A bit of a scuffed return by Lemoyne. Everybody was out of sorts and nobody was in the center of the court, exactly where Littermuller put it.
Littermuller sets up George, and she fires it home.
This is the run you hoped SU would go on. A bit of breathing room now, 15-9.
Syracuse looking good. And they are on their way to potentially another 3-set sweep here in Syracuse. We'll be back on ACC Network Extra.